Where are we finding the square root of 169? Where's my phone? Okay, first things first, you need to log into your phone. Then you're going to go to, if you have an iPhone, really important. I think this is on the Samsung and the Android as well. Scoot down here. You need to turn off this auto lock, which I know is super handy, but for the moment, turn it off. And then you're gonna click on your calculator. Now, most of you guys are used to seeing this screen, which, okay, that works. So you can see. This screen can be handy, but it can only do basic calculations. So I want everyone to turn their phone this way. Now, there is, I think Android just has a scientific as your default. Most Samsung and iPhone, you have to turn it sideways, and you get scientific. This only works if your auto lock is turned off. If your auto lock is turned on, it will not turn sideways, okay? You'll be stuck in this position, and you do not get this cool thing. So what you're gonna do is we're gonna put 169 into your calculator. Can you see that? I hope so. And then you're gonna go over to this little button here. On Androids and Samsung, I think it's just a square root symbol. On iPhones, it's this 2 square root x. You can click on that, and that gives you the square root of 169, which happens to be 13. Okay? Let's try a different example. Let's find the square root of, how about your favorite number? I had a kid when I taught high school say he wanted to find that one by hand. It was a fun time. I let him. It took him almost a whole hour. Wasn't allowed to use a calculator. It was great. Okay. Sorry for the glare. Okay. That's a little better. You can see the whole classroom behind us. So we're going to put in 420. Sorry. 420. And then you're going to go over to this 2x squared. You see that? Bring it closer. There you go. And you're going to click on it. So the square root of 420 is 20.4939015319192. Now, if you're using a Samsung or an Android, they may not give you as many digits. That's totally fine. Just round to the nearest tenth. Okay. So you have 3 options to you. If it's a perfect square, please just do that in your head. Unless it's something like 169, which is a perfect square because it came out to a whole number. I don't expect you to know up to 13. But if it's one of these, seriously people, you should know these ones already. Then you can do this by hand. So let's say you don't have a calculator, or you can't figure out how to work your calculator. Because some of you might have phones that are updated and I don't actually know how to find your scientific calculator. In that case, Google it. Oh, I'm so sorry. My nose is stuffy all of a sudden. You're looking for this kind of symbol. Sometimes they cut it off and just make it like that. That kind of symbol on your calculator. And that's your square root symbol. So, however you want to do this going forward, feel free to use either of those 3 methods on tomorrow's lesson and prod you through the rest of the week. And hopefully, next week we'll talk about volume. But it's the last week of school next week, so woo! Although I'll be very sad I'll miss all of you, but now my nose is running and I gotta cancel this video. So have a great day. Hopefully you come to office hours, and I'll see you tomorrow.